Oh, and I'm sorry, loss of her daughter, stress, don't have enough time, loss and grief. Yeah, so as you're signing in, tell me what you're struggling with. It's not a complaint, it's something you're really having a hard time with. So Laurentine says, loving myself, suffocated in feelings, grief. Oh, a lot of grief, no communication with my in-laws, triggered by my 7-year-old child, anxiety and the ability to finish something, not keeping up with changes. Yep. So what do you notice in people's struggles? Is that all of us have them. Julia says, I'm good, but my husband, ... Lack of energy, feeling outcasted, heartbroken after 15 years of marriage. Oh my goodness, lots of stuff coming up. I get it. I understand. Husband keeps leaving. How to mourn with a friend. Going through divorce. Struggling with fatigue from constant work. 4 and 8-year-old are constantly fighting. Lot of stuff. Putting boundaries with ex-husband. Lot of stuff, right? So let's for a moment just understand that we all are here in some sort of struggle, in some sort of, fatigue, some sort of exhaustion. There's so much that we are struggling with. Feel like a terrible mother, lack of motivation, not having enough time to do it all. So I just wanted us to have a moment to share because this is the human condition. This is the human condition, period, but it's certainly the human condition right now. It's not easy to go through all of this. So once again, welcome everyone. I see you all signing in. Let me know what you're struggling with. I've been reading some of the statements from before, and as you can see, each one of us struggles in a unique way. We all have something in our life right now that is bothersome, is difficult, is hard, is a challenge, right? This is the human condition, and more so now through the corona, right? It could be our children, our relationships, the death of someone close to us, and corona makes it more difficult. It makes it more blown up, makes it more exaggerated. So I see how people are supporting each other, both on Instagram and Facebook. This is also the beauty of this present time, that we have this virtual capacity, unlike in the Great Depression when they didn't have anything. We have this capacity at least to share virtually. And that's what I'm doing here. That's what you are doing with each other. And you're seeing that we need each other at this time. We need support. We need community. We need a place to go where we are supported, seen, and held by people who are the same as us. So for people who are looking for community, if you're a woman in particular, for another 2 weeks, I have my sisterhood. It's $25 a month. It's an online closed community of women. It's called Luminous. You can find it on my website, and if you want to join. But so let's just stay focused on how we can cope with grief, cope with starting over, cope with fear, cope with change, cope with transformation, cope with death, right? So I'm here to give you a way to feel empowered, right? That's my little role, my little contribution, is how can I help you understand your own human condition, and how can you feel the most empowered in this human condition. So what I want to focus on right now is this model we have been raised with, which is a model of lack. L-A-C-K. Lack is a religion. Lack is a philosophy. Lack is a way of being. It's an ethos, a pathos, a logos. It's a culture. Okay? Now, we don't talk about lack, but it is stronger than anything else you believe in. It is stronger than your love for yourself, your love for your children, your allegiance to your country. Lack, L-A-C-K. Like fear, F-E-A-R. These 4-letter words and other 4-letter words are really powerful because they kind of encapsulate the paradigm. This current paradigm, this current zeitgeist that we are living in is 1,000,000% lack-based. You will see this everywhere you look. It is what is underneath the religions. It is what that is underneath the education system, underneath your marriage, underneath your own psychology. Deep down, the foundation is lack and fear. So it's another way of talking about fear, but it's getting more specific to lack, L-A-C-K. Lack, once you begin to understand how it is the foundational soil upon which, within which you are growing your children, you are growing your hair, you are growing your body, then you will begin to understand its profound effects. Profound effects of a lack-based philosophy, a lack-based energy. The lack needs to be understood more than you understand anything else, because once you do, you begin to see how it paints the whole tapestry of your life. Corona or no corona. Each one of us was raised in lack, with lack, within lack, and we will continue to pass this on. The way we were raised is that as soon as we were born, we were told we needed to become something, do something, achieve something, arrive at something. And this basic, it seems so benign. It seems so nonchalant, so banal. But this sets us up for eternal suffering because we constantly feel we have to yet become. We have to get somewhere. We have to strive. Now, I'm going to digress a little bit and come back, okay? There is a reality that we have to put food on our table. So you could say to me, Dr. Shefali, yeah, great. Easy for you to say maybe because you're not in physical lack. You're not in financial lack. Easy for you to say be in flow and alignment. You know, I have to put food on my table. So I'm going to talk about that and show you how it's all related. So yes, there is such a thing known as a real poverty. Yes, it's a real fact. And let me tell you, when I came to America at the age of 21, I didn't have money even to buy a yogurt. You know, I used to convert the price of a yogurt into rupees. So the yogurt used to be 69 cents and I used to immediately multiply it by 63. That was how much the rupee cost. And I was like, oh my God, 3,600 rupees or something, or 360, whatever the multiple was. And I wouldn't buy the yogurt. I wouldn't buy it because I would be terrified to spend so much money on the food. So when I came here, I did not have enough to live on either. So how do we move from a lack-based mentality to a different mentality? Well, the first thing is to understand how we've been living in lack, how we've been operating out of this sense of lesser thanness. So what if you have to really put food on your table? How do you say, oh, I'm going to have an abundance-based mindset and I'm not going to have a lack-based mindset? How am I going to do that, right? So one second, guys, let me just put on this light. So for those people who have this legitimate concern around poverty and putting food on the table, what I say to them is, no matter what you have to do in your life, no matter what hardship you have, if you're coming from panic, if you're coming from a sense of deprivation, if you're coming from a lack of trust, if you're coming from resistance, whatever is going on in your life is now going to quadruple, is now going to become exponential. You have now multiplied your fear. You have now multiplied your angst. Whatever the angst was, you have now multiplied it. So no matter how deprived you are, no matter how desperate you are, the first thing to hold and take charge of is your attitude toward it, right? It has to, you tell your children this all the time. They're looking at their math textbooks and they're dying. They're like, I can't do this, Mom. I can't study this. And you say to them, your attitude matters. Your attitude matters. And right now you have an attitude of lack. And if you have an attitude of lack, you're going to be in resistance. You're going to be blinded. You're going to be shutting down. And all your creative powers are going to be depleted. And the kid doesn't understand because the kid is saying, but the math is hard, but the math is hard, but the math is hard. But you know, it's the attitude that's hard, the attitude that's stuck in the way. So this is what I'm telling you and what spiritual teachers will tell you. It's your attitude. And you'll be like, no, I don't have money. And you're like, it's your attitude. You know how you know this? I'll tell you how you know this. When you go to a grocery store, there's some checkout counters that have surly, snotty, mean-spirited checkout girls, right? Or checkout boys, men or women. And then you go to another counter and they're full of light and they're full of love or your Starbucks barista, right? One of them is all surly and not in a good mood. And the other one is in a great mood. They both have the same paying job, but it's their attitude. One is coming from lack and one is coming from abundance, right? So no matter how little money you have, no matter if you're going through a divorce and you're getting bankrupt, no matter how obese you think you are, no matter, the first place that it starts is this inner attitude. So people always come back to me and say, easy for you to say, or you have money, or you're happy, or you're popular, or it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. So I'm debunking that. So if you're coming up with that right now, oh, easy for her to say she has only one child. Easy for her to say she has, I don't know, whatever, a Buddha painting on her wall. Or easy for her to say she lives in New York. That's a lie. That is our cop-out. That is our escape strategy, right? To cope. You're trying to cope, but actually you're not going to cope. By saying that, you're actually getting yourself into a vicious cycle of martyrdom and victimhood. Nobody is better off than the other if the other has a worse attitude, right? It all depends on your attitude. The winning piece is your attitude. Now I can hear you say, oh, easy for you to say, go tell the beggar in India that his attitude sucks, right? But again, go to India and you'll see one beggar with a shitty attitude and one beggar with the great attitude. The great attitude beggar is making more money, 100%. And the great attitude beggar is going to be recruited one day by somebody in some fancy car, and he's going to become the driver of that car and start moving upward in terms of economic mobility. I'm saying this, and it's so correct. But our resistance and our tantruming will stop us from accepting that it's our attitude, our mental frame that shifts it all, that makes a difference, right? It's the difference between a winner and a person who thrives and a person who merely survives. So are you going to be a thriver or a survivor, right? This is the question to ask yourself while I have a sip of my coffee. So how do we begin? We begin by talking about our own lack and examining moment by moment how we enter life in lack. Now, what is lack? Lack, L-A-C-K, is multifaceted. It has lots of components to it. Take your pick, okay? On any given day, you can have 15 areas of lack. It's never ending. But at the core, it's just one lack. Okay, and I'll get to the core, but let's talk about the many manifestations of lack. Maybe you can stop for a moment and think about the ways in your life you enter lack, right? I've talked about my ways just 2 days ago or yesterday, that I think I should be like this teacher, I should be like that person. So I enter lack through comparing how I should be teaching. So where do you enter lack? Maybe you enter lack in terms of your beauty or your body or your hair or your success or your money or your partnership. Where do you enter lack? So tell me, what areas in your life do you enter a state of lack? Tell me. So somebody writes self-worth, motherhood, body security, physical career, professional life, success, beauty, accomplishment, parenting, time, energy. I should be more accomplished. I should be more successful. Relationships, lack of creativity, self-care, financial independence, motivation, determination, relationship, money, body, comparing myself with others who are more successful, partnership with another person, family, mind, money, success. Thank you for being so honest, everyone. I should be more productive. The list is long. Not being a better version of myself than I thought I should be by this age. Energy, financial, fatherhood, material success, financial, not pretty enough, not educated enough, not focused enough, not accomplished in school or career, lack of courage to go after my dreams, thinking that I'm not able to do a certain job, task, self-worth, so many, focus, clarity, space, my temper. Okay, empathy toward others, fear of being alone, need to be thinner, organization. So I'm really proud of you for being so honest and open. So I thank you. Okay, so these are the different manifestations of lack. Do you see? All of us have them to some degree or the other, or we have just begun to come out of it. Many people who are doing self-work will work on coming out of lack. The guilt, the shame, something or the other. We look back in our past and we see the past mistakes we've made and we feel guilt and shame. So if we're not upset now, we're upset about something in the past or upset about something in the future. Money, peace, not being authentic, not being genuine. Okay, so you're seeing that these are the different faces of the lack. Okay, now underneath, at the core, there is one common place of this, okay, which is a little bit of a philosophy. It's a Buddhist, it's Eastern, it's wisdom. So what is underneath the psychological manifestations of lack, right? The psychological manifestations of lack are I'm not good enough, pretty enough, skinny enough, thin enough, tall enough, right? That's all psychological manifestations. It changes by the day, by the person, by the year. Underneath the fundamental, right? Another fundamental illusion, the core, where we're all effed up. We all didn't get this memo. We all didn't get this teaching. We all got messed up. Is that at the core lies a fundamental problem, a fundamental illusion. And the illusion is of separation. Separation. Let me explain. It's hard to explain in a short amount of time, but let me try, okay? So if I had to explain this simply, I would say that there are two fundamental paradigms through which you can look at the world. Yes? And from these two fundamental paradigms comes all the other ramifications. One paradigm is of non-duality, oneness. We are energy. We are not this form. We are energy. One paradigm. I teach this intensely in my courses. The course that I teach this the most is called The Awakened Heart. If you want to understand this deeply, 52 hours worth, the course is 50% off right now. Go to my website, go to courses, and you can learn about this way of looking at the world. Okay, it's the way I look at the world. It's the only way I know how to look at the world. It's the way I'm trying to teach you to look at the world. So this way is oneness, non-duality, and that we are energy, and that this form is just the illusion. The other way is that this form, what we see with our senses, is everything. The money, the relationship, the work, the food, the house, the car, is everything. And with that way of thinking comes separation. I am separate from you. I exist. I'm separate from you. And because I'm separate from you, I need to be something, because I am a separate being. So I need to become something to become of value. And this view, this whole paradigm is where we live right now. It's a paradigm of separation. Paradigm of separation. As long as we think we are which means we are not energy. We are the job. We are the money. We are the relationship. We are the body. We are the mother. We are the sister. As long as we think we are that identity, we are in separation. Because we are not an identity. We are energy. We are this element of the cosmos that looks like this. But actually we are just made of soil and dust and cosmic energy, whatever word you want to use. We are part of a cosmos that happens to talk this way and sing this way and look this way. So we think we're something. We're nothing. We're just like the gazelle, just like the grasshopper, just like the beetle and the ant and the worm and the spider and the virus. We are just energy. But we think we are because when we go into the I am space, the I am a writer, the I am a psychologist, right? For me, I am a mother. I am forgetting that that's not me. The minute I say I am, I'm in separation, because I'm in separation of my truth. I'm in separation of my authentic power. I'm in separation of the reality of who I really am. I've forgotten, I'm deluded. I'm intoxicated. What am I talking about? I'm a Muslim, I'm a Protestant, I'm a Hindu, I'm an American, I'm an Indian, I'm a Guyanese, I'm a Somalian. All this is nonsense. These are just ways to talk, sure. But it's not who you are. It's not who you are, I'm sorry to say. So as long as you think that that's who you are, you will be fundamentally intoxicated, fundamentally under the influence of a drug. The drug is called separation. And all of us were raised in separation. So at the core, the reason we have lack, the reason all this lack occurs is because at the core we are living in a duality of me versus you. Me versus the true me. I'm in separation. And every model of these institutions is based in separation. Now you are not going to like what I'm going to say, but I have to say, okay? You can not like it, but I know you're going to agree with it, but you won't like it. It's okay. Your ego doesn't like it. Your soul knows I'm saying the truth. Every institution, every one of them is based in separation. And that's why this world is totally fucked up. Because the entire world is based on institutions that are based in duality, separation, intoxication, forgetfulness of who we really are. I say the big lie, the big forgetting. Every institution, okay? Number one, gender. Woman and man. Now, there is male and female, but gender is based on separation. Males and females understand. That's why biology is so clear. Nature, the way males and females in nature live, understanding who it is they are. They're not trying to be something else. They're not trying to be different. They understand. The male and female understands who it is they are. The man and the woman, there was between man and woman. The next institution, right? Family. My family, your family. There is no such thing as my family and your family. Technically, it's one family. Right now, the Homo sapien family, right? And then another family. We're all a family. The grasshopper, the ant, the soil outside your house that makes the beautiful garden that you look at for your sanity, that is your family. What family? What name? Because now we have caste and creed and religion and color. So separation, separation, separation. What religion are you? Just by saying that, we're talking separation, right? You go to the synagogue across the street, you go to the church on the other side, you go to the mosque, you go to the temple. What insanity, right? Separation, separation. And you and I know the most wars are in the name of religion. I don't need to go further into that. But if I was to go further, I would say, because I can't be tempted not to say, that even within the religion, there's separation. There is a God outside of you, not the God inside you. Separation, separation. Then you have education. Separation, separation, separation. Separate grades. A, B, C, D. You're this, you're that. Separation. You're the jock, you're the artist, you're the theater person. And so we keep bifurcating. We keep splitting off ourselves and trying to find a place. Who am I? Who am I? Am I going to sit at the table with the jocks? Am I going to sit at the table with the thespians? Am I going to sit at the table with the geeks? Where am I going to sit? Which table? We keep looking for ourselves. But this is a problem because we didn't need to lose ourselves in the first place, because we were already okay. We were already whole. But now we're told we have to be something. Do you like basketball, baseball, piano, harp? Do you like skiing or standing on your head? You're not allowed to just be. You have to identify who it is you are and keep defining who it is you are. So this kind of splitting off creates a disease, because you're taking something that was whole and you're splitting it apart. So you're taking the rose that was a rose and now you're putting the petals in different places, and the petal is like, what are you doing? I was okay. I was whole. I was beautiful. So then we go into parenthood and marriage, right? So marriage is, now we've really separated, because I'm only going to be with this one person for the rest of my life. I don't like anyone else. Nobody look at me, and I won't look at anybody. And if anybody looks at my wife, you looked at my wife? You dared to look at my wife? And that whoever the person is looking at the man's wife is just like, I'm so sorry, she's part of nature. Don't you look at my wife, right? And then if the wife looks at that guy back and then says, let's go for coffee, oh my God, hell will break loose, because you're not supposed to do that. Once you get married, you are in the separated compartment. You are belonging to the other person's family and to that man. And don't you dare get out of that cage, right? Complete separation now. Now, oops, you're not supposed to like anyone else. Shut your eyes. No, nobody else. No. Suddenly, nobody else is attractive. Till you were looking, everyone was a prospect. The minute you find, end of the story. Nobody attractive. No, no, no. I'm such a good wife. I find no other man attractive, right? Talk about separation, 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 right? All insanity. Then you become a parent. Now you're like, talk about separation. I'm the parent, you're the child. You will do exactly what I ask from you. You will do exactly what I say you should do, right? And now we are in greater and greater separation of our essence. We are taking these children and we're telling these children that you are not essence, you are my child. And we're creating hierarchy, we're creating a division, we're creating a bifurcation, a duality, me versus you. And we don't look at these children as our parents. We don't look at our children as our teachers. Now there's a separation, there's a duality. Right? And then it goes on and on. Now our children will be raised in duality. We teach them, you are of this religion, you're not of that religion, you are this, you are not that. And then you keep moving on. So how do we move from separation to a healthy, beautiful interdependence, to a oneness? How do we move toward that? Well, we have to take out these veils of separation. We have to take out these illusions of division. We have to stop with the labels, right? So 2 days ago, I don't know when I did a talk on no labels, no names. No name, no label. Then you go to the core of who it is we all are. We're all beings suffering, looking for joy, wanting love, wanting to be seen, wanting worth. And once we can go to that place, we get out of the ego, get out of separation, and we enter this place of unity. Right? And it doesn't mean that we all have to sing Kumbaya together around a campfire. It just means that I see you. So in Hinduism, the sign for greeting is namaste. What it means is the God in me honors the God in you. Now that is the concept for unity. It's not followed in India. Nobody follows it. Right? They say, oh, the God in me honors the God in you. If you're rich, if you're pretty, if you're my religion, if you're my color. Otherwise, oh my God, the God in me doesn't honor the God in you. Right? It'll honor the other God in somebody else. So, but at least conceptually, it's a beautiful saying, right? I get it. I'm human. And the God and the human in me sees the God and the human in you. And I see that we're the same. We're the same. So, when we understand that lack based in separation is at the foundational core of our reality, then when we enter lack in our mind, when we enter psychological lack, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not rich enough, I'm not a better mother enough, and we enter that, then we can stop ourselves and go, whoa, 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 whoa. Am I entering lack? Yes. Why am I entering lack? Oh, because I've entered separation. Because I've forgotten who it is I really am. I am not this. I am not the mother, therefore I cannot be the ideal mother. I am not really a woman, so I can't be a skinny woman. I am not really a psychologist, so I cannot be a rich psychologist. I am not really a wife, therefore I cannot be the best wife. All of these are labels of separation, labels of identification that do not truly mean who I truly am. They do not really point to who it is I truly, truly am. So who is it that I truly am? Who I truly am is beyond all of this, is greater than all of this. Who I truly am is part of nature herself. I am Mother Earth herself. I am space herself. I am cosmos itself. I am the same that makes the gazelle. I am the same that makes the rose. I am the same that makes the oak tree and the acorn. So if I'm the same as that, then all of everything I think I am is ego. Because in my essence, I am just nature. I'm just nature. I've forgotten I'm nature. And when I can go back to that and I go, oh, I'm no better or different than a tree. I'm no better or different than the soil. I'm no better or different than the rose bush or the thorny roses. I'm no better or different than any of this. Once I can see that, once I can understand that, once I can go back to that, then I realize that all of this perturbation is coming from ego. All of this nonsense in my head that I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, and I'm not rich enough is coming from my ego. And I can release it. I can go, oh my goodness, I just forgot. I thought I needed to be a better mother. I'm just a rose bush. Oh, I thought I needed to be a skinnier person, but I'm just a worm. Do you understand? If you begin to see that energetically, this is who you are. Energetically, we are just soil. We are just earth. We're just air. We're just space. We're just water. We're elements. We've forgotten because we got confused with the form. And then we made big fancy houses and we thought that was us. And then we got big fancy degrees from big fancy schools and we thought that was important. It's important, sure. But it's not who it is you truly are. So even if you have no money today, even if you have a disease today, even if you don't have a child and you wanted one today, you have to understand that those are just manifestations of who it is you truly are. They are not who you truly are. So even if you are not a mother and you're dying to be a mother, that is a manifestation of your mothering. You're always mothering. So even if you're not in a relationship right now, but you really want to be, that is a manifestation of your relationship with yourself, which you always have. Even if you don't have enough food on your table, that is a manifestation of your hunger, right? But the hunger is inside. So you can fill that hunger in many different ways, right? You can surely eat something. It's just not maybe what you want to eat, because that's ego. So when you understand the difference between the manifestation of your ego versus your essence of your soul, of the soil that you are, the soul that you are, the soul of the soil that you are, you will begin to understand, you'll begin to breathe. You'll separate from that illusion. and enter the unity of our interdependence and go, she's just like me, right? And the next time you want to be like someone else, you go, she's just like me. She has the same sense of lack and the same sense of joy. She has the same struggles and the same hopes and dreams and cravings. Why do I want to be her? I just need to be me and accept me. I may be a rose bush with 10,000 thorns. You may be an oak tree with a tall, sturdy trunk. And the other could be a grasshopper that gets stepped on all the time. It doesn't matter what your manifestation is. We're all manifestations of nature. So when you come back to that, I don't know about you, but to me, it gives me relief. It gives me peace. It gives me liberation. Why am I trying so hard? I can try, but why am I trying so hard? Why am I suffering so much? Why am I trying so much, striving with so much fervor? Why can't I just accept whatever I do have and see the beauty of what I am and what I have and what is, rather than keep striving for what is not, right? And as we begin to do this, we move away from a lack-based mentality to an abundance-based mentality, because abundance is our right. Nature is abundant, right? Mother Earth, you see how lush and prolific and abundant she is? Because abundance is our right. Lack is ego put on us by culture that has been designed to screw with us, to mess with us, to ask us to give it money, period. Nature gives for free. How come the sun doesn't ask for a tariff or a tax or a rent? How come Earth doesn't ask for anything back from us? Because the fundamental nature of nature is ever giving, replenishing, ever dying and birthing, dying and birthing. And we have forgotten that. We are out of sync with that. So we charge tax and we have legal contracts with each other, binding each other through debt and possession and control. Nature doesn't live like that. We humans live like that because we are full of dysfunction, disease, and ego of separation. So when it's okay, we live in the world of ego, what to do? We have to pay rent, we have to, buy clothes. Okay. But let's notice when we're doing it out of lack, when we're doing it out of ego's supremacy, ego's desire for dominance, and when we're coming out of flow. And that slight shift from lack to abundance changes the game. It's a game changer, right? It doesn't matter how much money you have. Jeff Bezos could be the richest man on earth, but he may want to be even richer because it's never enough. It's not having money that makes you rich. You know this. It's your inner being, your inner alignment with abundance. Can you see abundance everywhere you look? Even in the crap. And it's those that can see abundance, can see, you know what? This sucks right now, but I am going to grow from this. I am going to be stronger from this. I am going to be more loving, more empathic, more compassionate, more kind from this. Those people who are able to see the thorn for the rose, those that see the crap for the gold, those are the ones who are the thrivers in life. They're the resilient ones. They're the ones who can transform the crap into gold, right? And now you have the capacity to do this. It just means transformation from lack to abundance. Am I in lack? Why? Oh, I'm in separation. I think I am. And because I think I am, I want to be that better. And since it's not better or more or greater, I'm suffering. But if I rewind and I go, but I'm not that. I'm not a mother. I'm not a wife. I'm not a girl. I'm not a size 2 person. I'm not size 10. Those are names and numbers and labels put on me. That's not who I am. So once I realize, oh, I'm not even a wife. Then if the relationship is falling apart, you're like, that's just a manifestation. I cannot be touched because I am earth and I am soil. One manifestation today is I'm playing wife. Another manifestation another day is I'm playing author. I'm playing writer. I'm playing psychologist. That's not who I am. So if you tell me I'm a bad psychologist, it will hurt my ego. It cannot hurt my true essence because that's not who I am. Do you understand? So this is the teaching. I could go on, as you can see, and I don't know how to stop. But if you want more, you could take my course, The Awakened Heart, 52 hours of me going on and on about this. And it may change your life. It's for half off. All my courses are, and you can learn from there. So I hope I gave you a small way to pivot yourself when you're suffering by asking, am I in lack? I'm in separation. I'm intoxicated. I'm in delusion. Because everything I think I should be better in is not even who I am. I'm just playing that role right now. Let's play psychologist. Let's play singer. Let's play Adele on a stage. Let's play Halle Berry in a movie. Halle Berry should say that she's playing Halle Berry in a movie. When I get on stage, I'm like, I'm playing on stage. I try to be me as much as I can, but I know that I'm in the role. So if somebody tells me your speech stunk, I go, oops, sorry, that's not really who I am, right? I try to stay really who I am, but I know it's a manifestation because who I really am doesn't even exist. It's just air and space. Okay, so I'm going to go teach meditation on another Facebook page if you want to join me. Somebody will post the page. It's facebook.com/groups/get superpowered. I will be there in 15 minutes. Come join me and we will meditate together. Bye everyone. I hope to see you there. Come to my Facebook page, Instagram, facebook.com/groups/get superpowered. Hope to see you there. Bye everyone.